You know, I heard God say today to me this morning as I woke up, and today is December 28th, 2025. I heard, if you're ashamed of me and ashamed of my plan, which happens to be Jesus Christ, then I'm going to be ashamed of you. I won't even know you. So, what I took from that is that God is looking for an obedient person. Obedience, true obedience means that you trust. And so it also means that you do what you're told without, regardless of your ego, I guess. And even if your ego gets in the way, just like with Jonas, who got swallowed by a whale and coughed up on the land of his mandate, God's gonna do what God's gonna do. So, from the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12, we aren't fighting against human enemies, but we are fighting against rulers, authorities, forces of cosmic darkness, and spiritual powers of evil in heavenly places. Therefore, put on the full armor of God, and stand your ground on the evil day, and after you have done everything possible to still stand, so stand. So how can you walk like Jesus if you're afraid to appear unhinged or crazy? It's a question from the book of Matthew, chapter 10. Starting in verse 28. Don't be afraid of those who kill the body but cannot kill the soul. Instead, be afraid of the one who can destroy both body and soul in hell fire. Aren't 2 sparrows sold for a small coin? But not one of them will fall to the ground without your Father knowing about it already. Even the hairs of your head are all counted. Do not be afraid, you are worth more than many sparrows. So that means you trust, right there. To flow, you just flow, right? From Deuteronomy chapter 5, because I'm hearing this is the alternative. If you want to choose this alternative. Do not bow down to them or worship them, because I, the Lord your God, am a passionate God. I punish children for their parents' sins, even to the 3rd and 4th generations of those who hate me. But I am loyal and gracious to the thousandth generation of those who love me and keep my words. Okay. From the book of Exodus, chapter 20. Verse 5, starting in, do not bow down to them or worship them, because I, the Lord your God, am a passionate God. I punish children for their parents' sins, even to the 3rd and 4th generation of those who hate me. But I am loyal and gracious to the 1000th generation of those who love me and keep my commandments. Do not use the Lord your God's name as if it were of no significance. I suppose that means don't take advantage of God's grace, good nature, because God cannot be mocked. Okay? From Psalms 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. He lets me rest in grassy meadows. He leads me to restful waters. He keeps me alive. He guides me in proper path for the sake of his good name. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no danger because you are with me, O God. Your rod and your staff, they protect me. You set a table for me right in front of my enemies. You bathe my head in oil. My cup is so full it spills over. Yes, goodness and faithful love will pursue me all the days of my life, and I will live long in the Lord's house as long as I live. Oh. It's beyond me why anybody would continue to defy God after God has taken their gifts and their abilities to even fulfill their mandate, like Saul, like when God took Saul's position and gave it to David. Is because Saul was not a truthful witness with what God had given him. He was vicious and full of malice. He wasn't upfront and forthright. And that is just a few of his many faults. So God took his position and took his gifts. Just like he will take yours or mine if we cross those very same lines. And depending on how far we cross those lines, he will take it down to the third and fourth generation, if you catch my drift. Now, I personally wouldn't cross those lines knowingly, and I know that, like, when you do something out of ignorance, repentance is the way back. Repentance leads to understanding and awareness so that you don't keep doing the same dumb shit. So, again, how can you walk like Jesus if you are afraid to appear unhinged or crazy?